Hello, how you doing today? I want to talk to you today about faith because faith is the key to entering into what God has for you, right? It is faith that pleases God. You know, a lot of times we have a lot of knowledge about God, a lot of knowledge about the Bible, but we don't actually have faith. Or we do a lot of good things. We have a lot of good works and we do good things for people, but we don't actually have faith. But it is faith that pleases God. And I want to show you today that the secret, the key to entering into that which God has for you starts with faith. You know, I hear all the time people say, well, I'll see it. I'll believe it when I see it, right? You know, once you show me that God is real, once you show me this, that, or the other, then I will believe, right? But what I want to show you today is sometimes if you wait until you see it, you may see it, but not get to enter in. You may see it, but not get to partake of that which God has to you because you didn't have the faith that was required as the entrance, right? Faith is the key card. Faith is what opens the door. And so you've got to take that leap of faith that God is waiting for you to take. So we've been talking about this story in 2 Kings chapter 7, and it's just talking about there's this great famine and they're all starving to death, and the king is angry, and he basically gets mad at God and he's going to kill Elisha. And when he gets there to kill Elisha, they walk in, and what happens is the servant of the king, when Elisha says, hey, no worries, by this time tomorrow you will have so much stinking food that it'll be insane. You don't even know what to do with it all. It's going to be crazy, which how's that possible? We have no food right now, and you're saying we're going to have tons of food tomorrow. So here's what the servant says when Elisha tells him that. The officer on whose arm the king was leaning said to the man of God, look, even if the Lord should open the floodgates of heaven, could this happen? Now listen to what Elijah says. You will see it with your own eyes, answered Elijah, but you will not eat any of it. You will see it with your own eyes, but you will not eat any of it. My wife just brought home these amazing sea salt caramel candies, like chocolate covered sea salted caramels, and I love them, but I'm on like a special diet for next 21 days. And she's like, smell them. And I'm like, okay. And so I smelled them, but I'm not allowed to eat them. How wrong is that, right? So I smelled them and they smelled delicious. So I got to see them, but I was not allowed to partake of them. And so that's what happens in the story, because the servant basically says, there's no way God can do this. Then he gets to see this miracle happens, but he gets killed in the process of everybody getting to it, and he doesn't get to partake of it. Moses, when they were going to go to the promised land because of his sin, he got to climb the mountaintop and see the beautiful promised land, but he was not allowed to enter in. Our lack of faith, our lack of trusting in God in the midst of the unseen, in the midst of the things we don't understand, in the midst of all the problems that are before us, in the midst of your doubt and the things that keep you from believing in God, without taking that leap of faith, you may see at some point, but you don't get to enter in to the goodness of the kingdom until you come to a place of faith. So I want to encourage you today, have faith in God, and then you will get to partake in all that he has for you. He's a good father and he loves you, but the key is faith. He is asking you to have faith in him, and then you can not just see, but you can also partake in the joy and the hope and the peace and the love that he died to give you. But it always starts with a step of faith. So take that step of faith today. My name is Douglas Shepard, and I am the pastor of the River Church in Santan Valley. We are a new church plant. We are having our first service this month, so we would love for you to come join us. And I pray that you have a very blessed day. And I also pray that you will always be looking for the next step of faith that God has you to take, because there's always something great just on the other side of that step of faith. Be blessed.